process over tactics, always follow the process. Recently I read a book called the Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande, and where he talks about very well the processes which are very complicated. People tend to fuck up. So he always let's say a pilot, they always have a checklist they have to follow. A doctor, they always have a checklist that they have to follow. They just check, and they know that they did a good work. The same is here. When I set up the growth process, it's just important to have the weekly meetings, to put the right hypothesis in place, to always just test channels. As long as the process is in place, you don't have any need in tactics, so you won't lack clients basically. So yeah, it's just very simple, process over tactics. I guess the best example here is Ahrefs. Maybe you know the company.
Yeah,
When
Ahrefs.
they started, they actually had this very classical pyramid, like top of funnel, mid funnel, bottom funnel, and they invested heavily into educating their audience, which is me, you. I guess we all use Ahrefs, yeah, or SEMrush. It's a very similar example. Well, while educating them, they did different types of content, and then they created their group on Facebook and other different communities. But then, one way to nurture people and to get people there when they buy from me is like communities. But people have different interests. So I would ask those who say that the funnel is not working, what's working right now? If you come with a statement like that to me, well, you need I need an argument. Tell me why it's not working. Because I still see, like, people say that cold calling is not working, and I know companies who all they do is just take cold call.
Cold call. Yeah.
Yeah. So the same here. I wouldn't agree it's not working. It's working, but I guess you were talking to a bad marketer who doesn't know how to use it. And in the article, it was described that growth hacking is for companies before product market fit, which you take a startup, and growth marketing is for companies after product market fit. And it exactly sums up, what I'm thinking of. Because since Sean Ellis introduced the term growth hacking, I've been following growth hacking, and I've been practicing myself. And when it just started, it was like a buzzword. People were just getting into that, understanding what is it. And it was cool because, well, I think what Sean Ellis meant, he meant the process more than tactic. But now I know the more that it gets, people are thinking more about like exploiting mediums such as like Facebook, LinkedIn, using different hacks that they could bring them up there and could give them very fast very fast revenue or very fast some kind of results here. But we always know that life as growth is never like very like straight.
Yeah.
It's always like this. And if you go to our website, you're gonna see this is what real growth looks like, and it's like this.
Yeah.
And I think people are overusing the term growth hack, because I'm also, like, to be honest with you, I'm also maybe overusing it, but I'm always putting in viewer's discretion advice, which is I always come with process over tactics. So I can come up with nice tactic because people tend to do that. They want that. They see a value in that. But if you don't have the right process in place, well, you do that kind of LinkedIn hack, and then what's next? Just gonna stand out and there and just look like what's next?
Yeah.
So yeah. Getting back to the previous question regarding your funnel.
Yeah.
You have the pyramid, so you need to know how each piece of content contributes to a decision, one or other decision. And if you think about B2B, you have buying committees, and it can take months to sell something, right? So going back, you need to track actually how each piece of content, or at least a big majority of it, actually, triggers an action, or triggers a thought, or triggers an idea virus in the customer's mind. And since you have different people, you need to have different angles. So the content needs to have different angles so everyone could understand. Let's say a CTO would understand content in his language because it's more technical. You put a piece of
Yes. Yes.
The CEO would understand something if you talk about numbers, revenue, vision for the company. And the CTO would, the CFO would understand revenue, understand numbers. Again, yeah. So you should talk in the client's language. Mm, Another thing
Yep.
about that, I've recently read a very good article. Well, they say that marketing for B2B has changed because we are not so much longer needed on the top funnel, but very, very needed on the bottom funnel, on the
Yeah.
bottom part of the funnel. Because top funnel, another thing is like with on in B2B marketing, the top funnel is mostly owned by sales. So you need to grow some kind of a, like a team, like a, I don't know, like football or soccer, where the people from sales and marketing pass the ball to each other. And I'm really curious about how other companies actually implement this status of MQL, SQL, HQ, lead, because eventually this is how they communicate with each other. And that's where the old systems are not very, not it's not they're not delivering the KPI. It's not the KPI that you should use for attribution.
Yep.
So I'm seeing it more and more that on the bottom funnel, marketers are needed more, because you need those case studies, you need those collaterals, you need those interviews with clients. And sales, they're way too busy. They're just in their own world in a way, and you need to get out there the information out of them. The other day, I had a 2-hour sales call with 4 sales reps, and it took me like I was literally calling them, asking them, okay, so what did you do here? What did the client say? And then based on that transcription, I basically created those pieces of content which helped other people buy. So I would say marketing and B2B, that's a sales exercise. I would say at least 30-40%. You need to be talking to your sales. Of course. Well, short-term growth is like you buy some data from Discovery Work or some other data source, and then you just employ 3-4 people and you keep on calling. That's short-term growth. If you're talking about B2B, but in general, it's again about talking about hacks. Everyone wants a hack that will grow their number of visitors from 1 to 15,000 in 1 month. But it's not possible unless you have a big paid budget. Um, short term, you can have the spikes once in a while, but they'll never last for long.
Yeah.